How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hello, 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 hello. I'm going to be slightly quieter because my daughters are above my head and they just might be asleep. I hope they are. They're supposed to be. But sometimes them girls, they don't sleep when they're supposed to, okay? Now, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This is Rosemary Nonny and this is the Church of RNK. And this is my quick message to you. But before I carry on, I am actually going to go share. So stick around. Tell me who you are in the comments and I'll be back in a sec, okay? Okay, so let's carry on. Tell me who you are in the comments. I want to actually speak to you guys and share. That'll be great. Okay, so today's been one of those days. It's been one of those days where it's been a bit of a struggle when I say it's a struggle to show up, it's not really, because I do what I do and I love what I do. Okay, the writing, the speaking, the singing and all that craziness, for me it's what I've been wanting to do for my whole life. But when you put it behind a business, sometimes it can feel a little bit like, oh my gosh, I'm on display, basically on display all the time, and it feels a little bit crazy. And yeah, and I kind of get all these weird messages at times, especially when I'm talking about the whole sex thing, in terms of, you know, being free in your sexuality so that you are, because to me it's really incredibly important. I know that when I broke free in that area of my life, it really helped my business to explode, and as well as it built my courage to be who I am, okay, the person I've always dreamt about being and all of that. And I know that it works for people in my client base, and I know it worked for most people really. If they would just be free in that area, it will also translate to their businesses, it will translate to success in any area of their life and everything. And today there was a feeling of, oh my gosh, I just need to be silent when it comes to that side of things. That I just need to stop speaking the fullness of my message. Let's make it a little bit more bland. Let's just talk about business. Let's just talk about, you know, mailing lists and growing your audience and all of that stuff. Let's not muddy the waters with sex and religion and all of that stuff that I also like to speak about, because I know that people need freedom in these areas. People need freedom in these areas. These are areas that kept me bound for so long. And there's still parts of my life where I have to handle some of the rules and the regulations that I grew up believing, thinking that that was the only way life could be. And I've had to look at that stuff, question it, so that I can be free to go after the call on my life, really, the call. Because it's one thing to tell yourself that you're called and that you have something that you're here to do, and that there's a big calling on your life and all of this stuff, and a lot of religious people saying this stuff and raising their hands to the heavens and blah, 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 blah. But when it comes down to it, when they have to say the uncomfortable things, they shy away. They don't say it. They're too scared that they're going to lose their friends. They're going to lose people who looked up to them. They're not going to be considered leaders any longer, or whatever. I must admit, I've just kind of tried to distance myself from anywhere where anybody could consider me, where I'm in anybody else's platform, okay? Where they could try to consider me a bit of a leader. It's like, nope, I am going to create my own platform so that nobody can tell me what I need to say, how I need to be, all of that stuff. And I suppose also in the last week or more, and I mean, it's been an ongoing enlargement of who I am, I suppose. Recognizing again and again and again that in most of the areas where I felt I needed to hold back for somebody or for something or for family or for whatever, that literally it was a waste of time. Okay, it was a waste of time. It was just me being fearful, trying to please people and not even succeeding. And it's like, and I know that a lot of you do this, okay? A lot of you are probably very currently doing this, shying away from the more vulnerable parts of yourself because you are absolutely terrified that you will be seen and they will not like you. And you will suddenly lose your job, or you will lose your position in your religious organization, or you will this and that, and so you hold back. But something that happened today was this. I was having a conversation with my husband thinking, and maybe I just need to stop talking about some of this stuff. And he's just like, why don't you write a blog about it? And I just kind of wrote this blog just saying, because I keep getting these crazy messages from crazy fools who think that they need to tell me nonsense. And I know, maybe I shouldn't allow it to affect me, but it does, man. Because it's hard enough to show up without getting the crazies, but you need to expect it. I expect it, so I don't need sympathy or anything like that. I know what I'm getting myself into, except when you do actually receive it, sometimes it can feel hard. It can feel, oh my gosh, yuck, because unfortunately, the ones who are nonsensical always are louder than the ones who are actually listening to you. The ones who need to hear you. For whatever reason, those ones are a lot quieter. Whereas the crazies are loud. They are loud. They have no shame. They tell you whatever they feel like telling you. They just open their mouth and just spew nonsense. Whereas the ones who you are here to speak to, they can be silent. And you will think that nobody is hearing you. You will think that maybe you're just doing it for yourself. You will think that maybe you shouldn't bother. Maybe you should just stop. Maybe you should just blend in. You'll think it. But if you're like me, you'll think, yeah, but what kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? If I have to be just the same as every other single soul on the planet, then what's the point? And so then you will realize, okay, well, this is the narrow path. This is the narrow path. And even on the days when I'm not sure anybody is hearing or listening, I choose to show up. Because even if I'm not speaking to anybody right now, maybe at some point I will be. Or maybe there are people who are quietly listening in the background. And that's what I'm saying to you guys here. You need to show up. You need to actually live out the call on your life. Because you don't know who is listening. You don't know who needs to hear what you have to say. You are assuming that nobody is hearing except the crazies. And the crazies are loud, honey. I get it. Sorry if my finger is in the way. But this is it. You don't know who needs to hear what you have to say. So you need to freaking speak. Okay? You need to speak. You just need to speak. Because you don't know who is listening. And this has happened to clients of mine on numerous occasions. They kind of get all scared and not sure that they're allowed to say what they need to say. Maybe they're in healthcare and they're a bit worried that they're going to get some doctor or somebody trying to kind of put them down because they're trying to speak their truth about the conventional healthcare. And so they're a bit worried about saying stuff. Or I've had other clients in different other fields where there is a way you're supposed to think and there are rules that you're supposed to follow, and you feel it deep inside of your soul that this isn't accurate. This isn't the way life is supposed to be. And so then you get the choice. Are you going to hold back? Are you going to be the same as everybody else, just talking about the same old nonsense? It's like in the business arena. Yeah, I could just talk about mailing lists and lead magnets and such, and I do because you need that stuff, okay, basically. But then I also talk about sex and religion and crazy family relationships and being manipulated and people pleasing and all of that stuff, because I know that, you know what, the strategy you can get in like a few hours, or you can get somebody else even to do it for you. But if you are still being held back by all of these other areas, it doesn't matter how much strategy you know, you will not do it, okay? And you will not do it consistently. That's the thing. And so I have to speak about this stuff. At least that's the way it feels inside of me. And it feels inside of me like Spirit has given me almost like a mission. I've gone through certain things for a reason so that I can speak about them and support others in moving forward. And you feel the same way, except some days you plain scared, okay? And I get it. I get scared. I get scared a lot. I get scared. And my voice sounds really weird today. But this is it. You don't know who is listening, who needs to hear what you have to say. So you need to freaking speak, okay? You need to open your mouth and start to say what you really, really, truly believe, rather than what you think people around you want to hear. Because there's more than enough people saying just the regular stuff that everybody already knows. There is only you that has gone through the stuff that you've gone through, who can tell the story in the way that you can tell it, that can reach people in the way that you can reach, okay? There are certain people who are your people, okay? And nobody else can speak to their hearts in the way that you can. But you have to speak. You have to get over your nonsense. You have to get over your fears. You have to get over how you feel. You have to get over even the fact that you might think that you're slightly deluded. And you have to speak. Today, I thankfully received a little bit of encouragement when I put out that post from a few different people, and it actually kind of almost made me cry because it felt like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that people were hearing me, okay? Okay, yeah, I did, and yeah, I know I didn't. I do it because I feel I must. That's why I speak. I didn't even want to do this live stream today because I was feeling a bit, ugh. But then I am supposed to be that leader, right? I keep telling my DMs, it doesn't matter what you feel like, man. You just show the heck up. And I'm still saying it even to you. And I had to kind of say it to myself. And so here we are at 11 o'clock or something, 11 p.m. or whatever. And really, yeah, probably after this I'll be off to bed. But I just felt I had to say, I had to speak. And to reaffirm that I will continue to speak. Okay, I will continue to say the stuff that is hard for me to say. I will continue to do the work that is sometimes hard to do. I want to hide, and I know you do as well, okay? And so you all are hiding. You have books inside of you that you're not writing. You have songs you want to sing you don't think anybody wants to hear. You are telling yourself that you tried, okay? That you tried and it didn't work. But it's not true. You haven't really given it a good go. Because you've never really shown up. You've never really, really, truly said the stuff that needs to be said. Because you are scared. Let's be honest. And I get it, okay? So there's no judgment here. There's just a call to you to actually speak what needs to be spoken. You are born for more. You are born for more. But until you claim that more, it will never be yours. You will go through life and get to the end of it wondering why you never spoke. And it will be because you were worried that people would not like you. And I wonder if that will be good comfort. There are people who need to hear from you. You need to freaking speak. Okay? There are people who need to hear from you. You need to freaking speak. Get over your fears. Get over the nonsense. Join me on the narrow path, okay? I am definitely with you every freaking step of the way. I get the fear. I get the self-doubt. I get all of that, honey. I get it. And yet we can walk despite all of that. We can train our brains not to keep thinking and looking at all of that stuff. Instead, to focus on the big goal. For me, it's like Project 334K. And if you don't know what that is, go and look at it. Go and search for it on the blog. It's rosemarynonny.com/project-334K. I've written about it many times, actually. And that for me is the big mission, the big vision, the big call. And so I keep moving forward. Thankfully, I come to the end of today. My daughter had her tooth out first thing this morning, and that was nerve-wracking and horrible this morning. But, you know, despite all of life's events, you keep your eye on the goal. You keep your eye on the big dream, the big idea that your life is to be about. And you don't let anything or anyone deter you from it. You don't let anyone dampen your spirit. You speak because you don't know who needs to hear what you have to say. So you speak. Honey, if you're listening to this and sexuality is an issue for you, join the sexuality course. It's completely free. It starts on Monday. It's rosemarynonny.com/sexuality course. Go and join in. But if you are, and if you are that entrepreneur, whether you're currently one or you're about to be one, you've been thinking about it, and you know you're done with conforming, you're done with hiding the message that is inside of your heart, and you're ready to start to speak and show up and actually impact the people that you're here to impact and do the work that you know you were born to do, and actually start to live out the more, then you need to join me in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, which the link is right there in the comments, right there waiting for you. You need to take a look, and if the work that I do resonates, only if the work that I do resonates, I don't really want any fools in there, just to be honest. Basically, I only want serious, I want, actually, you know what, I want friends. I want friends in there, people that I can feel, yeah, we're building something together. So if that's you, go over to rosemarynonny.com/DM fast track. Go join in. It'd be great to have you on board. And guys, show up. You don't know who is listening. You don't know who is listening. You don't know who needs to hear what's on your heart, so speak. You don't know who's listening. You don't know who is listening. You don't know who needs to hear the voice inside your heart. So speak. Speak. You want to speak anyway. So speak. Okay? It's time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you're born to live. Because you absolutely want to anyway. So get to it. You don't know who's listening, so freaking speak, okay? You don't know who needs to hear your voice. Speak. Until the next time, much love.